After a long day of being pulled in every direction, the last thing anyone wants to think about is what's for dinner. That's where Schwann's can help, with a variety of real food choices, frozen to lock in freshness. From ready-made meals, premium meats and side dishes, to vegetables, ice cream, and more. Schwann's foods go from freezer to table in minutes, not hours, so you can pull off a delicious meal in no time at all. Ordered, delivered, done. That's homemade easy. To help simplify mealtime, visit schwans.com.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans. 30% of Americans who are planning home improvements of $5,000 or more will pay for those renovations with a high-interest credit card. That may not be a great idea. A better idea may be to take cash out of your home with a Quicken Loans 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 4.375%. APR 4.65%. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate subject to change. Pay 2.13% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
This is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Blackwater Siren, where Luke, he's a giggling man. To the well, you wouldn't know he's to the left of me is Luke Glenn, and my co-host here is Bill Wissinger. Say hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Well, yeah, we're just watching
this girl go in circles.
The girl go in circles on a paddleboard and figuring out here. It's a beautiful day. And I think they're playing volleyball. Is that whatever they're doing over there? I'm just looking at guys on the dock all the way across there. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to post some pictures. I'm going to take some pictures, and I'm definitely going to post some pictures today. Hey, this is the almost a week anniversary. My buddies from Philadelphia came down. Kevin, you met Kevin, Jim Golden, Pat McGeehan, and John McGeehan. They were here in Key Largo for 4 days, went fishing and drinking, and we had a great time. I'm going to talk about it a little more later on. Luke got the chance to meet him. You didn't get a chance to meet him.
I haven't got a chance to meet him yet.
Yeah, they're a great bunch of guys. I've known them for years and years and years.
Yeah, they were fun to hang out with, man.
Yeah, they love Luke. They went, actually, when they found out, after meeting Luke, when they found out Luke was playing over at Sharkies, they said, like, we got to go over and see Luke. See what I mean is about it? Like, you run into somebody you like. You know, Luke's got that thing, Luke. And you do too, Bill, when you meet somebody down here and they're just friendly and welcoming. Not that fake kind of welcoming.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Yeah, but friend, you're actually genuine. You see it in their eyes. Not that hand coming out, automatically coming out to shake your hand, just doing that. So these guys are that way. And they came down on Monday, and they just started buying drinks for everyone at the bar.
Well, that's a good way to make friends.
Yeah, they came in on Monday. They came in to the bar. They just said, "Okay, get them all. Let's get everyone a round of drinks right here." That's pretty much like McGeehan's. You go into McGeehan's. At one point, the owner will come in and stuff like, "Oh, okay, everyone gets a round of drinks or something like that." Yeah, you like that, don't you? That's the kind of thing they tip. They're very generous guys, and I enjoyed seeing them. And we were just bullshitted 4 days talking about some old stories and the good times. I definitely want to go up there before the fall and do a show from McGeehan's. I actually, if we can get a sponsor, I would like to take both of you up on a day, even do it like a 24-hour thing if we could do it. If we can get a sponsor, go up there for like 2 days, bring you both with me, and we go in McGeehan's and do a show from McGeehan's.
That'd be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I just found one of Luke's pics, tossed it at him. He's been following me around, taking pictures of my butts.
Oh, that was sitting on the table here, right? Yeah. So these guys came in. It was on the windiest days of the year, I think.
So far.
Besides, without the hurricane, right? The windiest days of the year they were out on the ocean side when it was gusting up to 25, 30, and they caught fish. And then they went on the bay side on the second windiest day. And these guys came in, and he still went on the second. They're going out to dinner. We're all going out to dinner. We ended up going to Lazy Days.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but that goes to show. I guess when people complain about it being windy, these guys are from Philly. They went out. Oh, here we go.
Well, that's
a little
better.
different. No, wait. No. That looks about like an 8th grader right
Yeah,
there.
that might be a little bit young.
Those kids are way too young.
Oh, and
I wonder if
now
they're
she's
actually
going around in
stuck
circles.
over here, man.
I think this one, the one seems to have it
No,
down.
well, no, she wouldn't be stuck over here because the other one got on the paddle board with her. Then she's standing up and paddling, so she knows what she's doing. I'm imagining that. This is an assumption until like a jet ski comes up and
Cuts them in half.
But those guys came in. They had a great time. They went out fishing. They and I guess we're all a little. I don't want to attribute any other description other than we're a little more mature because we didn't go out till like 11 o'clock at night. I think. Well, the late night was 11 o'clock. Sat around, told all war stories and.
There you go, just hanging out with buddies, drinking.
Yeah, drinking and talking about. This past weekend, you always heard the stories about things you did when you were drunk, right? And you hear it secondhand, and you're always like amazed when you hear it.
No, I'm usually not amazed.
You're not? How about you, Luke?
I'm usually fucking like, God damn it, man.
Well, you all met me when Luke knew me, and then you knew me a little later when I worked over there. We're at the Blackwater Siren, a great place here on Jewfish Creek, off on Blackwater Sound, and across the way is Gilbert's, and I worked there. And this guy came into the catch Friday night, and when I was over there at Gilbert's, I was sober. When I started there, I was sober for like 3 months and then for 6 years after that. Right? And this guy was telling me a story I did not remember. I was not on anything for those years. And this guy says, "You don't remember me, but," and I'm thinking, holy shit. Is he going to, when he said it, I thought he was going to tell me something from, well, I only went out a couple times where I did that thing where you can't remember, at least here. I did plenty of it in Philly. Right? So here, you don't remember me, but, and he proceeds to tell me a story when I was in the middle. I was maybe 6-7 months into being, maybe a year into being sober. I'm at Gilbert's, and he said that he had gotten in an argument with someone. He was a little guy, and he got in an argument with this big guy, and he could have handled himself, but I guess I didn't know at the time. And he suggested that when they were going back and forth, I jumped over the bar. And I got in between them. And I do not remember for one. And he told me, he says, "Yes, your name is Jim. You're the bartender." And this guy was looked like he was going to give me some trouble, and you jumped over the bar.
There you go.
I do not. That is not one of the stories I remember. And you know what's funny? I wasn't drinking at that time. I remember plenty of stories.
What was that one?
I think it's story day. I think that's what we're going to make it a story day.
What was that guy? Some guy started getting on Facebook and telling everybody he's going to come down to the crib and shoot everybody.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
For somebody that happened 30 years ago.
Was it yesterday or Sunday? This happened. It was
Over
on the
the
news.
weekend.
It was Sunday. It was the news. A gentleman's uncle died.
Yeah, I can't remember the story.
On Cardsound Road.
Yeah, but that was like 30 years ago.
30 years ago, and he went into the Caribbean Club. And I won't talk. I heard some other stories about, but the Caribbean Club had nothing to do with that.
No,
but I heard about some of the precautions people were taking. I will not go into detail about it. I can't because we're on the air. I'll tell you afterwards.
If there's shots fired in the crib, there's going to be return fire. I guarantee it.
Well, okay. There were people prepared.
Like I said, if there's shots fired in the crib, there's going to be return fire.
Yeah. Well, the guy threatened to come back and shoot everyone at the crib. Shoot up the bar.
That's kind of like going into Sam's up the top of the stretch.
If you think of it,
they walk in and they do a gun check. You say, "No, I don't have mine." They go, "Well, here, you can borrow my 38."
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, Sam's Club?
No, Sam's. I got to take you up there one time.
What is it?
Sam's Hideout.
Oh, yeah?
You never been there?
No.
It's over on Chrome, right there when you get up on the top of the stretch.
I definitely shouldn't shave for a couple days, right?
No, it's right behind the racetrack.
I'm all right. I'll fit in.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine.
Okay. I work well in places where there's lots of different people, but it's one certain type of people. But the story part of it, that because my friends were down here hearing stories, that story about the guy, me jumping between the guys, I had people, I remember all sorts of things, and especially when you have to get in there, but I don't remember as many. But I hear like 20. I hear like 20 stories all the time about something me breaking up a fight, and I don't remember one time of that happening. I do not remember. It's. I guess it's like that gunfighter mentality, right? I don't remember ever getting in a fight or breaking out one, and then people tell me, "Well, remember that time you did this, and remember that time you did that." And I go, "I don't." And I heard about 3-4 of them over there. The one really good story. Can you grab me one?
Yes, I'm going.
Oh, right.
Probably I'll bring you one because you'll be done.
You should have one.
Probably.
So you're going to like this, Luke. A young couple from Scotland comes in on a Sunday night to. Yeah. Oh, they were nice couple. Not that I have any particular fondness for wherever they're from, but they happen to be from Scotland, and unbeknownst to me, they wanted cups of water and all that stuff, and I didn't mind. Saying we give it. I have no problem giving water to people. I don't say for paying customers or shit like that. But I'm thinking, oh my God, you're a foreign visitor. You're hearing a thing. You're only drinking water. You did not budget well for your plan. So they were asking where the nearest store was, and all that stuff, and they didn't volunteer this information. I got it from them. It was the weekend, and the guy had. It was similar to like a credit union. He had a bank card that there was no customer service on the weekend, and I guess he didn't really go into detail where he was going. So what did they do?
Oh, he suspended his shit, because he was using it in a foreign
They had nothing.
country.
They had one card. That is a ballsy move to go to another country and have one means of, I guess, card payment. And I'm talking to them. They're nice people. And I go, what are you going to get? And they're going to get peanut butter and bread and banana. And they go, so what I did is I worked all weekend at Gilbert's. I said, listen, we're going to sleep. And they go, no, we're in a car. And I said, I booked a room. I booked them the cheapest room at Gilbert's, and I paid for it. And then I paid for their bill at the, I said, come and eat here, right? And I just felt that warm and fuzzy thing. I wasn't looking to get paid back and stuff like that. I didn't even tell them give them my phone number and stuff like that. But they kept on insisting, asking for my phone number. And I'm talking about the Scottish couple that came, young Scottish couple. They had their card cut off when they were over there. And I thought nothing of it for like a couple days. And the next week I came in, and the owner said, oh, someone left a card for you. And I think I had the card at home and stuff like that. And it's just a thank you card. And they paid me, I think they left me more money than they did. And they thought it's a tip. But I'll tell you, just the experience of being able to help someone out when they're in a nice person out when they're in a hard situation. Oh, yeah. I remember those things a lot better than the times that I have to go in there and some guy says, I'm going to fight you for a drink. And I said, well, you're going to fight me for a drink. You're not going to get the drink. You may kick my ass. That you'll get arrested. I may kick your ass, and that'll be stupid. You know what I mean? Either way, you're going to end up paying more than just leaving and trying to go someplace else.
I'm too old to do the roll around in the dirt and the mud and the blood. And now you want to come up and kick my ass? I'm just going to have to shoot you. Sorry.
I didn't have a gun, but I would definitely. You'd be leaving without an eye, or something like that. And you'd have a story. You definitely would have a story to tell someone, and your story would be, well, I spent 20 years in prison because I killed a guy, and he took my eye out, and I wanted to get another beer.
What's that old?
I wanted to get another beer.
What's that old Bobby Bear song? Luke, you remember that old Bobby Bear song called "The Winner"?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
See these bright white teeth? You know they're not my own. Mine rolled away like chiclets down the street in San Antonio.
Yeah, it says I think that would be the gain loss that if you're looking at someone or some situation, you're thinking, I have this much to gain from this situation, but a lot of people have none of that consideration for the loss. You know?
Nope. Yeah.
Your loss in your reputation. I mean, you guys can be blasé about it, but you do care. You care about your reputations, don't you?
Yeah, mostly.
You too, Luke. You want to be a good man.
Well, no, that's why we have to live here in the Keys, because anywhere else our behavior would be unacceptable.
Oh, yeah. Now you get liquored up and show your ass, and they're like, look at it, look, man. Look at
because
those guys.
everybody down here.
Let me tell you, there is a place where that's not
Sometimes
frowned
more
upon all the time, and that's McGeehan's at Cotman and Cottage. McGeehan's Rock Bottom Bar in Cotman and Cottage. It doesn't have to be the Keys, and there's other places in the United States. There's small microcosms of societies that they understand
that some people just every now and again need to ride it off the cliff, you know?
Yep.
It's, it's like I'm not going to fucking be able to go skydiving or anything, to get my rush on, So I drink to the point where I black out. And
there you go.
And my rush is
That's
the next day
boat,
figuring out what I did.
I like what's on the front.
Oh, they got somebody on a swing over there on the old Captain.
Oh yeah,
Queen Anne's Revenge.
That is a nice boat.
That is a good looking boat.
Yep.
Big old center console, and he's only got 2 motors on it. I'm proud. If they were in Miami, they'd have hung 4 on it by now.
What?
If they were up in Miami, they would have hung 4 outboards on that damn thing by now.
That's too much. You don't need that many.
Dude, where the hell do you need 1,600 horsepower on a damn 38-foot boat?
I know. No, you see it. There's boats when you come down from, I guess, compared to New Jersey. When you come down
I'm sure
here,
they got those things up there now.
They got them up there, but the prevalence of them, when you go down to the boat mart down near South Tavernier Creek, you'll see a bunch of them. You're right. There's with 4 times 1760 horsepower on the back of a, what would you say, a 30?
Well, no, there's probably 40, 42 footers.
Well, my wife's vibrator is about 2,000 horsepower.
Got a pull start.
She doesn't
on it.
use a little rabbit.
Well, it's a rabbit, but it's not little.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
I'm not saying a damn thing. She was actually nice to me last time I saw her.
Well, getting back on topic, besides for the drunken stories,
Do we have a topic?
where's the best? Yeah, the best time stories. What's the best story you remember about? Is it a happy story, or is it a bad story? For me, like I said, I remember that story. I remember clearly with that Scottish couple. When there's a positive outcome, man, do I remember it. If it's kind of nasty, I try to forget that stuff.
Let it go.
No, but then you got those stories that, while you're going through it, it really fucking sucks. And then later it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times now that I'm, as I've gotten older, it's like, well, this sucks now, but I'll be laughing about it later, man.
Yeah, what are you going to think about this situation 5 years from now? But I'm talking about remembering them.
No problem.
Oh, I have ones that come back, man. I'm like, oh, well, I could have went the rest of my life without remembering that. But
I got thrown into Pokey one night for drinking and driving in Philly. And it wasn't like a friendly place to go in downtown
probably not
Philadelphia.
in a city, man.
Not in the city. But you know what? No one really gave me. It wasn't prison. It was jail. Which is different. They're little more guard intensive than. And I heard some stories of other places.
We all got rolled up in Aberdeen one night, about 12 of us, for a bar fight.
Yeah.
And if you get arrested in Aberdeen, Scotland, for a bar fight,
yeah,
dude, you've gone above and beyond.
Oh yeah, I imagine that's a regular occurrence there.
You really have to outdistance the competition to get locked up for a bar fight in Scotland.
Were you working on rigs
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Okay. Oh shit! Well, I imagine that was a regular occurrence.
Oh well, yeah, but most of them were friendly.
I know what you're talking about. That
Yeah,
you don't.
most of them,
no one calls the cops.
Yeah, most of them were friendly.
But when the bar calls the cops, then
Yeah, like I said, there were about 12, 14 of us. We all got thrown in the same holding cell. We were having a good old time, smoking cigarettes and shooting shit.
Yeah. Oh,
they
let you take your cigarettes in with you?
Well, this was 30 years ago.
When I went in, I was wearing Docksiders, and I stuck the cigarettes in the front, and luckily they were loose, and I wasn't wearing socks. And I had like 15 cigarettes. I ended up getting 3 cheese sandwiches.
Yeah, you had a bunch of buddies, man.
I had 3 cheese sandwiches and 2 cans of Coke.
There you go.
Coca-Cola, that is.
Yeah.
So I mean, I traded those out, and you know what's funny? They didn't come and they saw smoke coming out. They just figure if you're having a cigarette, you're not causing any shit.
In Virginia, they let me keep my Copenhagen.
There you go.
When I was in jail. Down here, they wouldn't let me have it, and I'm like, motherfucker,
there's a
man. That's called cruel and
there's a
unusual
beautiful
punishment. It's not like
sailboat
it's
going
That is a
through.
good-looking, big old
Look at catamaran. The
fully battened main.
what's it
fraction.
called? The something turtle? The Titanic turtle?
I can't see that
I
far
don't
from
know.
here, man.
Yep, fully battened mainsail, fractional
Oh
rig.
shit! Nice little dinghy on the back.
Yeah, they got that thing all set up. Somebody
Every
came
so
off the
often we
scratch
see a
for
nice
that.
boat. We see a boat where they're carrying like a little one of those smart cars on a hoist
There you go.
where they can swing it out over the dock and drop it down. And I mean that's the way to travel, man.
Over in
You
Europe,
know?
man, we was going through Germany, and we crossing these rivers, man.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there
they got
was-
those canal boats.
Yeah, I mean, these big, giant. Some of these big fucking boats had like a gosh damn full size fucking car on it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Land Rover or whatever, sitting on top or whatever. And, it was just amazing to me, man. It's like, I reckon they just lived there their whole lives. You know, some of them were underway though. You know, like they're just traveling and wherever they stop. All right, we got our own car. Fuck it.
Yep. I mean, you got the Danube, you got the Rhine, you got the Seine.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So, speaking of cars and shit,
What?
man, so I renewed my tags last month. And I
shit.
renewed them for 2 years.
I got to go do that.
So now my tag says 420.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Wait.
That's my renewal date.
the renewal
420.
date. The little yellow sticker.
I thought you got the personalized plates. I
No,
said,
no,
holy
no.
shit. I figured it was going to be like 1,000 people asking for that one.
No, I don't think they'd give that one away.
No, but this is just a date, you know, the expiration date. So
I
we
mean,
get to drive around with me and the old lady with 420 on
yeah.
her.
You know, oh, there's some fish jumping out here. It's pretty cool. You know, there's all sorts of names that are always going to disappear. I think I love LUV 69 will probably be up there. Like, there's definitely someone rolling around Florida with that, and there's 5 people on the waiting list for that.
Yeah, I don't know. That might have got flagged. There's a lot of them that get flagged as a
Oh, well, no, I mean, it's asking for it at least. You know what I mean? Whatever you can get away with.
Like
Well, that's another-
OU812
Yeah.
or RU2B8.
Oh, you ate one too.
RU2B8.
That was that a Van Halen?
OU812 is a Van Halen thing.
So, yeah.
Well, it's an old fucking thing, but
That's an old joke. Oh, you ate.
yeah.
That'll be great, man. But I'll tell you, you know what? When those guys left, and you're just thinking of the stories, you think like, look at all the other things you could have spoken about. And we're talking, and they're just listening. They were so generous. When you got friends that come and visit, when I say generous with time. You know, and they come. I guess when they come down, they're down here on vacation, and they're forgetting about their lives up there, whatever is going on, and they want to just hear what you have to say, and I want to hear stories about what happened.
Yeah, about what's going on with
What's
them.
going on with them. And when someone comes in, I go like this. I just realized at the time, I said, "Oh, they're on vacation. I'm not." But you know what? When people come down on vacation, sometimes you get the chance to spend time with them. It's like you're on vacation. I think that's it.
Yeah, until you go to work the next morning.
You know what? I gotta work tomorrow, and you know what? It's almost like I have a 3-day weekend. I work 6 hours tomorrow. I had some baby furniture rental stuff to do. I got some weddings coming up where I'm officiating.
It's Mother's Day fucking Sunday.
Sunday,
man.
Mother's Day.
and it's a double thing. My love Abby her birthday is tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
And it's Mother's Day, so I'm just going to pour it on this week. You just got to go strong. Like when you have a birthday on Mother's Day or a birthday and Christmas, when they're within 3 days of each other,
Yeah, you better double up.
you just go. You treat them like two separate. When it's I mean, I know how people try to do that with kids.
My mom's
You
95.
can't fucking do it.
I just call her up and said, you know, she won't even remember if I call her up or not.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely call my mother. I'll call my mother.
No.
I'll get her voicemail.
I'll call her, and my brothers and everybody, they'll all try to drag her out of the house
I
so
am
they can have an
horrible on
excuse to go to a
birthdays.
restaurant.
I'm horrible on birthdays. But Abby and Sky, I have to be on them, and I don't mind. I love it. I'm just, for me, I treat the way I look at it, every day you wake up.
Well, we're actually, Sandy's birthday is coming up in July, and she actually talked me into taking a week off. We're going to go and hang out with her parents up in the Carolinas.
Where in Carolina?
I have no idea.
Oh, like on
somewhere in the boondocks, up on a mountain.
On a mountain, like in like in Asheville or something.
I have no idea.
You know,
No,
that's
man,
a good
they're
time.
going to Mayberry,
Bill, you're
man.
gonna have a good time.
I'll have a great time.
You'll have a great time, man. I loved it. You know what? If I was
I'll have a
going
great
anywhere,
time, except it's probably going to be goddamn Dry County.
Nah.
well,
they're
you
done with
got to
those now?
pack. Oh, do they drink?
They get rid of
Did
the dry
Sandy's family
counties,
drink?
man.
I
They're
don't
all
think they
going
do.
broke.
They've got to.
Why?
Well, they raised Sandy.
That's not necessarily true. I'll tell you that. I had plenty of friends that drink that their families don't drink. I mean, you probably do too. I bet you have a couple members of your family that don't drink.
No, my mom wouldn't allow alcohol around the house.
There we
man.
go.
There you go. So, Dad had to go sneak off and get his?
Well, my dad, he might have the occasional beer with the little old ladies across the street. He'd fix their lawnmower for him.
Is that code for something?
No,
Oh yeah.
no, he just.
I didn't know that. You just teed that up for me, Luke. I apologize. I don't mean to be disrespectful because I know your parents were good people because you're such a kindly soul.
Well, these
I mean
little
it.
ladies across the street, you know, they lost both their husbands. They were both widows.
Yeah.
And so whenever their car didn't run right or
He was the rent husband.
anything, yeah, they always came over, and my dad would always go over and help them get going.
Yeah,
My dad was kind of the neighborhood mechanic.
Yeah.
Everybody came by. you know.
And I'm sure your mom was elbowing him in the back, going, "Go on, get off the couch, go fix that for him."
No, actually, my old man.
I bet he loved doing it.
My old man was busy all the time, man. He fucking could not. The only time he started sitting still was when he started getting up in the 70s. And then he'd get up in the morning and he had his routine of shit. He always went on a big fucking long hike every day.
There you go.
Rain or shine, man. And all these people used to talk about the old man walking down the road.
It just reminded
Every
me of the
morning.
guy that comes into that guy on Bob, the old vet that comes in.
Bob.
He has a tricycle with it's an electric tricycle. Bob with the electric tricycle with a
the
generator. With the generator on
He's
it.
got the hybrid.
Do you know all the stories about Bob?
Oh yeah, Bob's a nutcase.
Bob lived up in Georgia. He's from the north, but he lived in Georgia after he was, I think it was in the Army or the Navy, and after that he became a corrections officer, and he had to drive like 50 miles to and from work, but he had a farm. And that guy had pigs, cows. You know, they bring them in and stuff like that. He was running a working farm. He had a wind power. He used to harvest all the manure from the pigs and the cow and manufacture methane. And this is years ago. And he did everything. He made his own beer and all that stuff. Bob and all the food. So Bob's total living costs that farm, I don't know if the money he made from corrections officer went into anything other than his retirement, because he produced so much. When you talk about someone doing a lot of different jobs, Bob he said he dammed a stream and set up a wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a guy, I swear to God, if he given less of a need to work, he would probably invented like 50, 60 different items. He would have been like a fucking I hate to say fucking, but Thomas Alva Edison or Tesla.
There you go.
You know, Tesla just coming and inventing stuff, and he's just sitting there. He just, and I've talked to Bob, and I think
we'll
he may
talk
have
to Bob.
What?
Dr. Bob. Bob.
Bob's a nice guy too. He's a wonderful guy. You just talk to him. He's just super friendly.
Oh, yeah,
very
super nice guy.
Oh, yeah. And then we were talking about solar panels and stuff like that, about glass blocks that are now. And I was trying to say, hey, why don't you put a couple of them on the because I can see it. If he got cheap solar panels, he put them on the top. I said, forget about the generator, not fuel. If you park it outside for 3 hours, you could probably get like a mile worth of charge on his batteries on his tricycle, you know?
Yeah, probably. Down here anyway, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a little, well, actually, not as
you can
overcast,
still get power out of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. We were talking about like the amount of the few solar panels you see down here, because you fly over Germany, which is not considered like Florida, Sunshine State. Germany's a beautiful country. Don't get me wrong, but every third house, or maybe every other house, has solar panels. Down here, nothing. But Bob said if he lived on the water and shit like that, he would have a windmill. You know, and I mean, this is the guy you want to get after the apocalypse. You bring Bob in, he's like and Bob he's not like I'm not saying he's like the midget from Thunderdome. Remember Thunderdome? Remember Thunderdome? Mad Max Thunderdome?
Sort of.
Yeah, was that the one with Tina Turner?
Tina Turner.
That was the one with
when
Tina
the little
Turner.
guy took pig shit and he made all the power for Bartertown. Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
There you go.
You remember that? No?
Not so much, but...
Okay, it was a...
It's been too long since I've seen it.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying this guy, if something happens, he could wrap... I'm sure you guys could do it, too. I know the fundamentals about magnets and copper wire, that you could build an electric motor, you know?
I'll teach you how to rewind a motor. Not that hard.
Why? I know it's about creating a field and then interrupting or whatever, crossing the field. That's what creates. I mean, I have a little information about refrigeration, air conditioning, nuclear power. Man, that's
just enough to be dangerous. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm not even dangerous. To be helpful enough to be slightly helpful. I don't know in a post-apocalyptic world.
That is dangerous.
I think I'm more of a public speaker, maybe. I'd be the guy that did the reading of that ran the wheel, the hunchback that ran the wheel in the Thunderdome. Remember that guy?
Not remembering that one at all.
That guy had
only thing I
hair.
remember is that damn cage thing and them hopping around on bungee cords.
Yeah. Well, he had these.
I remember Tina Turner's legs, man.
Well, she always had those
Tina
legs.
Turner's always got legs, man. She got legs that go all the way up.
Meaning her legs were a featured part of her persona, I guess, because she danced up there all the time, wore those high heels.
Was fucking kicking Ike in the balls every day.
Oh, yep. Ike was actually returning fire a lot there, too.
Pretty sure, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how it started, but I don't think either one of them was adverse to whacking the other one on top of the head.
There we go. There's Jesse right now.
Ooh,
hey,
here
Jesse.
she comes.
We want to thank you again for having us here. We're talking about how
we even got a
beautiful
microphone
it is
for
down
her.
here. Yeah.
Come on, grab that
You want to
microphone.
talk about any specials and stuff like that? My friends came here.
There's a microphone right down there. Grab that thing and talk into it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Here's the owner, Jesse.
There you
the
go.
Blackwater Siren.
There she
Hi,
is.
guys.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you today?
We're fantastic. How are you
Great.
doing?
I have to talk real
Yes,
close.
you got to talk
right? I remember that.
just like that. Perfect.
She has a great voice. If you really,
You got it right. You got it right on the money.
She has a face for video, though,
Oh, Jim's so
and a voice
sweet.
for radio, which
So
is
sweet.
good for. I guess that means you're good for video, for voice and face.
And radio promo.
Yeah,
Radio
promo. Yeah, she
promo.
does have a. And she's a married
She's
woman. So she's young though. She's a young woman. Right. Well, did I touch your toe? Oh man, you got a little.
Oh, what's going
He's a
on
little
over there?
jumpy over there, isn't he?
You guys playing footsie and shit?
All right. My toe touched Luke's toe, and Luke got a little.
Man.
So
you
we
weren't
do.
a Catholic? What are you worried about?
I'm sitting next to a Catholic.
Yeah.
we do have a new special we've been doing. Lolo just started making baby back ribs.
Baby back ribs.
Ooh.
Everyone loves it.
I know.
You know that we were making a comment before that. You know, you could bring.
So-
Lolo does great seafood here. You cook your
Yes.
catch, but sometimes you got a group of people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, seafood isn't their thing.
He
So is that
so
in-house
I
sauce
have-
and everything?
Yeah, I have never eaten a rib in my entire life. Do you know that?
Really?
Never, not once.
No.
Oh my god!
Because they looked weird and I wouldn't do it.
I got
and
burned
Yeah,
some
man,
they
ribs.
I
looked
beat the shit
grizzly
out
and they'd
of
be
some
hard. Or,
Oh, hell
so I wouldn't
no.
do it. But my rule with him is I have to try everything. So he made these, and I'm like, okay, sure,
Yeah.
And so, of course, he made me try them. And, oh, my God, they're amazing.
Oh,
They
man,
just
Lolo-
fell off.
Yeah,
the
they
oh
fell
my
off.
Ribs done right
God.
are God's food.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Lolo's name came up in conversation yesterday with the guy I was telling you about at
Oh,
the
yeah,
bar.
yep.
And then on Saturday night, too. All good things. They
All
were
good
talking
things.
about great chefs in Key Largo,
He's
and
pretty
Lolo's
good.
one of them.
He is.
He's at the top. And if you,
Why do you think I keep him around?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think because you work well with him too. I think
That is
your management
do you
style.
know that I've never worked in a restaurant without Lolo. Lolo's been my only chef.
Yeah.
I came from a hospital background. I've never been in a restaurant, and so I've only worked with Lolo. And people tell me all the time about how like these chefs have these temperaments and they throw things and they're
Oh
and
hell no!
No, I'm like, what?
They
are you?
do. They do.
I
They
know,
do.
but
They
no.
do.
I'm like,
There
that's
are a lot of them that do.
crazy.
But there are
No.
very good ones. Lolo is one of them.
Lolo,
God.
the worst thing that Lolo's ever done to me when he's got so super slam busy is I'll put up a ticket in the kitchen and he'll turn it around because he doesn't want to look at it. And he'll be like, good luck with that.
Oh. Well.
That's the worst.
Oh,
he does.
before he can.
Yeah, before
that's
he
a
can
get-
start it. Before
Get
he can
started.
start the
Yeah, I
ticket.
can understand.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
actually,
I've
that's
He's
watched-
never thrown anything at me.
I've
He's
watched
never
some chefs do some
sworn at
wild
me.
shit,
Yeah,
man.
No, I've seen it. Well, I mean, over at Gilbert's, I got in a screaming match with under
yeah.
the former management,
Yes.
The
I
guy
knew that
there.
guy.
I'll say his name, George.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Everybody
George,
knows
he
me.
was
Heard he was a great chef too.
But
you know
temperamental
what?
as
He
hell,
wasn't.
man.
It
His
wasn't.
German
It wasn't
food was
worth
awesome.
the what. I think it's from a movie called I forget, The Girl Next Door. The juice wasn't worth the squeeze. Meaning, if you had the bullshit to put up with,
I see.
you know what I mean. If but Lolo
Oh yeah.
has well, I guess
There is
because
the
he
exception to the
you
rule,
have
and
to
that's
you
what
and
Lolo is.
necessarily he came. He's with you too. Not only is meaning that you have you deliver value to him too. Your
Then we had
management
this chef
style
that
and all that
sliced
stuff.
his own
He loves to
throat.
work here.
I don't tell him what to do. He doesn't work here. He's an owner.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh
You
yes.
remember when what's
Yeah.
his name slit his throat?
No,
Stefan.
we don't talk about.
Oh, we don't talk. Hey, you know
We
what
don't talk
though?
about the
No,
ghost.
people like ghost stories. People like ghost stories.
definitely have a
And
ghost,
I'll
and
tell
we're
you,
pretty
not
sure
only
Stefan
just
owns
around
it.
here, we don't have to talk right
Yeah.
in here,
Yeah.
but there used to be a boat at the end of the dock.
That's
I
it.
forgot
We're-
the name of the big yacht, and they stuck the body in between the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
And
about?
yeah, down
And
in
it was
the
some
engine
crazy
compartment.
young kid bought the boat, and he hired two guys to help him out. Oh my
Let me
god!
go make sure that
Yes.
Sally's actually watching the bar because I just came over here to see if you guys needed
Oh,
a
Kelly's
beer.
not. Kelly's not.
No, Sally's here, but I don't think she knows that I'm over here talking to you.
Oh, well,
I was
okay.
just checking on your beers, boys.
Oh,
Oh,
that
well,
was nice.
you can. You
Let
can
me go
sit-
make
you
sure
can,
the
you can
bar's
set. You
open.
can set us up around, and I'll come over and
That's
retrieve it.
that is
Okay,
very
sounds
kind
good.
of you.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you.
I'll be right
Thank you,
back.
Jesse. You know what? I'm going to applaud her right now. Thank you. Woo! Oh, and there's a beautiful sailboat going by.
Oh.
That's the owner, Jesse.
That is that a catch or a yawl? Can you tell the difference?
That's a yaw.
No, that's a catch.
Damn. I had a 50-50 shot, I thought.
That's a catch. The mizzenmast is forward of the rudder post. Actually, the big difference is a yawl is a southern catch.
Oh, I
wow,
got it.
man,
I
it's
get
just
that.
breezy enough for him to have it. Because last
There you
night, Kimberly made me grill after I got done playing last night. So we ended up eating around 11:30 midnight.
There you go.
We have a lot of really
I
late
made.
dinners.
I had a bunch of leftovers. We had what
I
did we
worked a
do?
double yesterday. I didn't make shit.
I did. I had some. I had some lamb and veal mix that I made sliders out of, and then we had a piece of really nice flank that I did in the Brazilian style.
we did a
rock
couple
salt.
ribeyes.
This weekend, I ate I'm going to try to be accurate. I ate at least 2.5 pounds of fish.
Well, there you go.
And that wasn't part of my meal. That was just people coming up and say, listen, I just have too much fish here. Can you do something with this? I was like, what? Can you eat it? And I said, well, give me some. And they go, can you eat this much? And they dump like a pound of fish. It's a pound of protein. Whether you go, like steak takes a little longer to chew. But it still sits, it's got to go in your gullet, right?
I still like fried fish the best.
Yeah.
I like grilled fish too.
You ever try to? I mean, you get it like.
Oh, and I
sometimes,
sometimes, and like if I have like a freshwater fish, like a bass or something, I wrap it in aluminum foil with some garlic and butter and salt.
This is good. See the way you're the way Luke's talking. These guys will cook it for you like the way Luke says. You come to the Blackwater Siren. Let's say you go out fishing. You go on one of those day trips, right? You go out, you can bring a cooler full of beer, right?
Some of them I don't know. I haven't been out on a party boat in a long time. I think you bring your own beer.
You bring your own beer, yeah. I think you come in.
Bring your own snacks or stuff.
Yeah, you go in, and some of the bigger ones, if you go on a real
and they supply all the rod and reel and the bait and everything.
And they'll fillet the fish for you.
And
you'll come in. Just remember this: throw back what you're not going to eat. And generally, once you get if it's over the next 2 days, once you get up to like 2 pounds a person, there's no way of eating more in the next 2 days.
You can catch a 46-pound dolphin, man. That'll
and
feed
then you're
you
done.
for all week.
So
man.
you should be throwing. you might want to throw all the rest of the fish back, but it's still fun.
No, man. When you catch one that big, you know.
What?
There's always There's always people that want to eat fish.
Oh hell yeah, man!
And
Invite all the neighbors over and do a
you
fish
know.
fry. Get that thing going, man.
Oh, for you guys, yeah,
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm just saying, if you're visiting, I would definitely say you think about the amount of fillets you have.
Hey, man, nowadays
Your mates
you
and
can
your captain would be more than happy to dispose of that.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
Don't take
actually,
any more than a pound per person out with you if you don't plan to eat it.
Nowadays you can have them flash froze and packaged and sent to
Man,
your house.
they vacuum pack that stuff and freeze it. You can leave it sit in the freezer for 6 months, and it's actually
This is all
damn
good
near
stuff.
as good.
I'm trying to promote them cooking it here at the restaurants.
Oh, well, that's
so what
always
they do,
way good.
So
man.
we're trying to educate
because it
them
comes
on
with
that.
all the fixings and trimmings too.
Yeah, yeah. You come in here, they give you a reduced price for doing it like.
Ooh, man, we made corn on the cob last night on the grill too.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you do anything special with it? Do you take it like you take all the silk out of it and then you rewrap it again and tie it up and put it back on there?
If I'm doing it for friends, I'll sit there and I'll take all the silk out, rewrap, and I'll soak it in salt water for about 2-3 hours, and then do it. If I'm just doing it for Sandy and I, no, I'll just throw a couple of ears on there and we'll just peel it down and butter it.
That's what we did. Nothing.
I had a friend that used to.
No, if you really want to push
clean
friends,
out the silk. Take that. I know this doesn't sound okay. Listen, you eat it because it tastes good. Corn isn't a health food, but what you do is you take
it is,
Pam.
man. Whole cultures have lived on corn for centuries.
Being able to
man.
survive on it doesn't mean it's actually a health food, but it's delicious. Wait, come on. Drew,
It's
we don't
maize,
drink
man.
beer. The amount of beer we drink for health reasons because we enjoy it, right? So. What you do, they took butter Pam and they sprayed it on the outside of it and put it on there. Oh my God! With the after soaking in salt water, because you get it all in the cob.
There you go.
Get all that like the way you said it. You get all in the cob and it makes the rehydrates the kernels when they're cooking.
Oh yeah, man.
It soaks the kernels take all that moisture back in, and you got
really,
a nice brown.
They say you can do it for half an hour, man, but I found out you really got to do it for like 2 hours to get them good and juicy.
Wait, so
See
brine 'em?
me, I like super sweet corn.
Oh man,
and
they had some at Winn
Who doesn't
Dixie.
like super sweet?
They had some at Winn Dixie.
It's
I
hard
like
to find
standard
super
corn, too,
sweet
regular corn.
So a lot of South Florida corn kind of sucks compared to North
I
Florida.
don't know what.
You know
I
what they
like
got
all
going
kinds
on
of
now?
corn. It's only good. I love the big corn ones.
It's too hot in South Florida to grow sweet corn.
They got those good Vidalia onions from Georgia showing up now.
Yeah, no, but if I'm eating
I'm gonna have to
corn
get about
with
20
something that's
pounds of
kind of
those.
sweet, let's say ribs or barbecue or something like that.
I'm real
I like
picky
that.
about
I like
that.
that less sweet stuff.
Barbecue
it's almost,
is not sweet.
Some of it gets a little sweet.
Then stop putting the shit that you're putting on it.
I'm not putting it on. I just think it tastes sweet to me. It always tastes sweet to me.
No,
Dude,
some of it I like
barbecue.
sweet, and then you can also get sour. There's all kinds of different barbecue
I gotta get you some.
I don't like
good,
sour food, man. I like sour candy. I like sour.
No, it's not sour. It's vinegar-based sauces, man.
Yeah, that's good. Vinegar-based.
Good Carolina-style barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that pork stuff.
Man, that pulled pork
Abby
with the
made
vinegar
last
sauce.
night.
Oh.
Abby
I
made.
mean, I like it.
Abby made a.
I like it both. I can't pick a favorite.
Yeah, we're talk about this thing. Abby says she's not a cook, and I started making. She didn't understand how. I told her I made gnocchi for her one time, a potato gnocchi, and that's flour and potatoes and stuff like that. It's a pasta. It's Italian pasta, and she's native Polish speaker, but she speaks English. She called it kimchi, not kimchi, chimki. I said, where the hell did you get chimki from gnocchi? But she did it, and then she started making something out of flour and slice it up. She'd boil it and then put it in a sauce, and she made this pork thing.
Yeah.
She totally made it up. She's not a cook or anything like that, and she made this great thing. She makes this pork with pork gravy with her with the flour thing into it. And it kind of like gnocchi, but she doesn't. She professes not to know how to make gnocchi. She makes it. She calls it chimki, and it's delicious. And it left over, and I had it for breakfast.
There you go.
I'm always when dinner.
Man, you know,
I don't like dinner. I don't like breakfast for dinner. I will not. If I'm hungry, I'll eat breakfast for dinner, but I'll eat dinner for breakfast anytime, any day.
Last time I went out for breakfast was with Alex and Jamie, man. Yeah. After it was our last Wednesday at the Pilot House.
Yeah. What, you end up at Waffle House at 3 o'clock in the morning?
No, we went to Denny's, man. And
there you go.
Hey, speaking of that, you didn't say the Pilot House. Have you checked out that place on Thursday, that wine place? Remember you opened up?
Oh, Corks and Curds.
No. The place south of Tavernier Creek.
Oh, yeah, the Mar Bar.
Mar Bar?
I haven't been in there since we played there that one time.
I haven't been there.
That'd be a great venue for you, man. What?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're booked up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all they have, right?
I don't even know if they're doing music.
They're not doing music?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, we did that. We did their grand opening. The Key Billies did their grand opening, and we had a good old time. But
next time we have a day off, let's kind of push a show down there and stuff like that. We're here on it's episode 67. What'd you call it? Bomb Voyage.
Because I thought
Bomb Voyage.
I was getting carried away with spelling bomb and spelled it with an M.
I like Bomb Voyage.
I just put the on there
when I heard
because.
when I heard Bill say that, I said, hey, that worked out pretty good. How many minutes are we into this thing?
About 46.
46. That's perfect timing. What do you think, Luke?
Well, you know, I got up early today, man. I did all my fucking laundry, took out all the fucking garbage. Not only did I do the fucking laundry, I folded it, put it away, hung it all up, put it in the thing, put it in the drawers and whatnot.
I did. You know what? I folded laundry today, too.
You know, because if you're going to do it, you might as well just get it fucking done and out of the way, man. Because
I tend to do the laundry around the house just because my daytime schedule is a little more open.
Yeah, well, Kimberly's, her idea of doing laundry is doing just whatever she needs right now and doing a small load real fucking quick. And then she basically lives out of a fucking laundry basket.
Yeah, no,
anyway. You know?
I basically do a
there's
a
someone.
load
There's
of
girls I dated.
over the
Girls I
house.
dated used to do the laundry pile thing.
Yeah.
Pick things out. But you pick it out of the laundry pile and then you iron it if it's got to be ironed, like a shirt. Right? You all worked in. That doesn't need to be.
No,
ironed.
we
That's not
don't. We
iron
don't
shirt.
have kind of uniforms or things or jobs where you know you have wrinkly looking shit. Man, it doesn't really fucking matter.
You try to be somewhat presentable.
Yeah.
Well, if I smell good, fuck it. That's all I care about.
Dude, after you set up, you don't smell good. Nobody smells good after they set up, especially this time of year.
Luke doesn't stink.
No, but
Luke doesn't
we all
stink.
get. By the time you hump your gear down, you're all sweaty.
I think what was it? Friday night you played?
Yeah.
Friday night, Luke played at the Catch, and once again, a tour de force. And the same thing goes for you guys too. When the Key Billies or Cody James and the Key Billies or Sweetwater comes in or Captain Josh, we can always hear. We can always hear, and we're able to take phone calls. And there's nothing better than that. But well, there is something better than that. As the other better thing is people being entertained, and they always are entertained when they get to hear you guys.
You know, you're in a small place. You can't be stupid loud. You just can't.
Some people get stupid loud.
I don't know.
I mean, and it's a few people, and you remember those people, and they're doesn't make you good. It does not being loud. And hey, I'm a loud person. I realize that. I realize that. It's
well, in a little echoey bar like that, if you turn up to match them, they just start talking louder.
Yeah, they just turn up to match you.
And the next thing you know, man, we used to play these places called Lillian Music Stores, man. Like in
what's that? What is the Lillian Music?
It's a bar restaurant place, and they all had the same fucking build, and they all had this copper fucking ceiling, man, or whatever. It was a metal fucking ceiling. I don't know what it's really made out of. I can't imagine. It looked copper. I can't imagine spending that much money on a copper ceiling. But
probably an old pressed metal ceiling.
And at any rate, man, the background noise, we set up in there. And
that's got to be bad acoustics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Press metal? What does that do?
Echo just bounces.
Oh,
everything.
And there,
ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it doesn't absorb anything.
And so
man.
behind the bar is a big, giant mirror. Ceiling
what does a mirror
floor
do?
Mirror.
Same thing.
A mirror works acoustically
too? And
yeah.
then across from that mirror is a view out these plate glass
big
windows.
plate glass windows.
Huge plate glass windows. So
yeah.
We set up our shit in there one afternoon, man. It was happy hour. And I got out the decibel meter, man, and the background noise in there was 99.2 dB.
Yeah, that's louder than I normally play.
It was so loud. So we were supposed to keep it under 90 decibels in there. And I went up to the bar owner. I went, look, man, it's 92 decibels in here. There is no possible way for us to even be heard. Wait,
92 decibels. Now, let's get that. If I mess with my phone right now, I can hear 92 decibels. That's a kind of a
that's loud.
Sound. That's like Manhattan at lunchtime.
That's rush hour traffic. That's loud rush hour traffic.
Inside there. That's very loud. I think 110's like a jet engine.
Yeah. Yep.
So I know there's people that come there. It's like
let's see, what was it? No, 133 was the space shuttle, I think.
Yeah. Well, at 110. I swear to God, there's this guy that comes in there so loud. And I said, you know what? How in the hell can you enjoy it?
I think, by the way. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah. I don't know. Fuck it.
Hey, you know what? Your hearing's pretty good, too, for a musician. And Bill's is good, too. But, I'm surprised. So, we are...
Yeah, that's because I played for years with acoustic stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's not, acoustic.
Oh, my ears
play acoustic.
Yeah, but also I've done a lot of years in a loud fucking with a lot of cymbals behind me and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, there's nothing worse than somebody on a crash right behind your ear.
Oh, well, let's. You know what?
And I've played on some tiny stages, man.
If it's all right, let's wrap up what's coming. Some of the big events that are coming up this summer. I want to start promoting events that are going to be happening. We're in May. We're coming up.
Mother's Day on Sunday.
Mother's Day is not is a big party time for us down here, but Memorial Day is. And then we have
Memorial
the summer
weekend. I don't even think I'm booked on that weekend.
You
man.
will be booked.
Yeah,
God is my witness. Somewhere. I'll get you booked. How about you? You're booked, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure we're booked somewhere.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you booked on there.
I don't have nothing this Saturday, man.
No?
Really?
You know?
I'm doing a double Saturday.
I dropped the ball somewhere. Well, the following Saturday, though, I have a double. But so if you could cover me at Shipwrecks that Saturday, because I got to do Gilbert's.
You want to come play with Mike and I Saturday night at Sharky's?
Well, I'm doing
there you go.
1 to 5 at Gilbert's.
You're talking about this Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Oh, this Saturday.
Why don't you go?
You want to come play? Let me ask Mike. If you want to come, I'll see if he wants to edge you in.
Why not, man?
If something don't come up,
we can do the Glen Billies.
Yeah. There we go. This is what we do down here. we help our friends.
Because Cody's out of town. He's up in Carolina.
Yeah.
Listen, let's make sure we get all our gigs in a row. And this is Jim the Keys bartender. Tomorrow we're going to be coming to you from the Catch. We're hopefully we'll be doing our interview show. Bill plays his gig up at Snooks with
Samantha,
beautiful Samantha up there.
Who's not near as young as you think she is.
She's 34.
31, I think.
She's young.
Yeah.
It's
No,
young,
all the old guys think she's 20, 21.
I've known her since she was 18.
Yeah, since she moved into she came down from Ketchikan, Alaska. She grew up.
Okay.
She grew up.
Right.
She grew up in Alaska.
Yeah.
She moved down here. My God, the first 2 months she was down here, she was terminally sunburned.
Well, that's a diagonal move. That makes appropriate. That's appropriate, I think. You move all the way from the upper left side.
It's
to the
just
lower
one
right
extreme
side.
to the other.
Yep.
Well,
hey man,
What you got going, Luke? You're Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, you're at Sharky's.
Yeah. With
Then
the band.
Friday,
me and Alan are at the OV.
Speaking Aloud. And Saturday, we'll see what we can get going.
And then Sunday, I do a double. I'm at Shipwrecks and then at Sharky's.
Are you doing Sunday day at Shipwrecks?
Yeah.
Cool.
okay, Shipwrecks.
Every other one,
Shipwrecks
I
is
wanna
at 106.
There you go.
106. You go make a left almost immediately as you come into Key Largo over the bridge. After you get past that
Circle K.
turn off from, right. That turn off there right after Circle K.
Yeah.
You go past there. You make that
Yeah,
left. and you go all
down.
the way down.
What is that? Abaco Road.
Yep. And the OV is in Almirada.
Oh, Abaco. No, the road that you turn on that Shipwrecks is on is.
Yeah, but if you're coming south, you turn on Abaco, and then you got to cut back
Abaco, yeah.
around.
Hey, you know what? There's,
Yeah.
The way people use Google Maps and shit like that, they're going to find
I know.
it.
They just go put the shipwreck in, it'll come right up,
Shipwreck
and
will
it'll
come
take you right to the
Unless
damn
it
bar.
takes you out in the fucking ocean. Oh, that's
Bub?
T-Bone. What's up,
T-Bone,
T-Bone?
what's your gig?
Okay, well, this is Jim the bartender. I'm going to let Luke sign off, and then we're going to take it to Bill.
Alrighty then.
That's it. I think that was it.
Well, I was waiting for something profound and entertaining, but I guess that's what we're going to get. Thank you all so much for listening. We do appreciate you all spending time with us. They will be back tomorrow night and talking about whatever comes up. You guys have yourselves a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you all again. Thank you so much.
At Farmers Insurance, we know the sound of a perfect hot air balloon landing. And a less than perfect one. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
At Domino's, we're more than pizza, so mix it up with our specialty chicken, stuffed cheesy bread, sandwiches, pastas, medium two-topping pizzas, and more for just $5.99 each, and we'll mix stand-up comedy with a robot.
Stuffed cheesy bread and my act have a lot in common. They're both super cheesy. Tough crowd.
You can also mix it up with Domino's salads, marbled cookie brownie, bread twist, and medium two-topping pizzas. Order any two or more for just $5.99 each. 2-item minimum. Bone-in wings, handmade pan pizza, and bread bowl pasta will be extra. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.